Taxes, you ignorant little turd. I saw this high school kid the other day wearing a t-shirt that said, "The good Lord giveth and the government taketh away." Whoa, government's evil. All taxes should be eliminated. Ha ha. Really? Fuck you, high school kid. Wait, aren't you going to a public high school? Where do you think the money comes from to run that place? Oh, wait a second, you don't even have a job. You don't even pay taxes unless it's sales tax on the candy you buy from the corner store. Good God, what an injustice. No, you know what? If you don't want to pay taxes, that's fine. I don't think you should pay them. But here's the deal. If you don't want to pay for any of the services the government provides, you don't get to use any of them either. You don't get any financial aid for college, you can't drive on our roads, and you better start showering using bottled water. Unless you have a well. Except you can't use that well if it's in an area that's being protected by environmental regulation, because taxpayer money is helping to prevent that well from getting polluted. Since your funny little t-shirt proves that you're clearly incapable of thinking things through, you'll probably get drunk someday and forget to use a condom. Then you're gonna have some dipshit kid like you. That's gonna suck because your employer isn't gonna be required to pay you any minimum wage. It's gonna be something along the lines of what the undocumented workers get, something like 50 cents an hour. That's gonna make it really hard for you to provide for your family, which is really gonna suck because you're not gonna be able to apply for any financial assistance like food stamps or subsidized housing either. Oh yeah, and you're not gonna be able to send your kid to any public schools, and he's not gonna qualify for any federal subsidized hot lunches either. You're gonna have to send your kid to some private school. Oh, what's that? You can't afford it? Too fucking bad. Good thing you're not gonna be required by law to send him to school. Looks like he's just not gonna go. Too bad you didn't pay taxes. If you somehow manage to live to be old enough to qualify for Social Security and Medicare, you can't apply for it. Couldn't save enough at 50 cents an hour to retire on? Tough shit, you're gonna die in the cold on the street eating garbage. If you're ever injured at work, you're not gonna have any labor laws protecting you. No workman's comp, no Social Security. Those are government institutions and therefore are funded by taxpayer dollars. If anybody ever breaks into your house, steals anything, murders anyone you know, too fucking bad. Don't bother calling the police because those are taxpayer funded. If your house catches fire, don't bother calling the fire department. Your neighbors who pay taxes, they might call the fire department because your house burning down might catch their house on fire. But when the fire department shows up, they're going to be required to let your house burn until it becomes an imminent threat to the surrounding area. Oh shit, your house is burning down. Try putting it out with your bottled water. See if that does a trick. Oh yeah, and don't bother voting. Getting municipal workers together, printing out the ballots, maintaining the machines, maintaining a voter database, all that requires money and it's got to come from somewhere. Can you guess where? Taxes, you ignorant little turd. Oh yeah, and don't bother using money. That's provided by the federal government to act as a currency. Good luck bartering. Maybe you ought to take up a skill like whittling and see if you can't trade little wooden figurines for food at the grocery store. Speaking of grocery stores, they don't have anything for sale there that you can buy anyway. Everything they have there, even fresh produce that comes from local farms, had to get to that grocery store on a road that was paid for with taxpayer funds. You can't use any municipal electricity, so you better save up on gasoline to run your generator. Except for don't bother buying gasoline because the United States has 702 military bases in 103 different countries around the world to ensure that we protect our oil interests. I'm not saying that that's the right thing or that it's moral. I think it's wrong. It's just a fact. In case you don't understand why that last one makes sense, think about it. The military. That's a government program paid for by taxes. Why is it that all you anti-tax freaks are so pro-military spending anyway? The Pentagon makes up like 60% of the federal discretionary budget. Discretionary, meaning that we don't have to spend it. Meaning it's not built into the budget, it's money that we just felt like spending. If you're so anti-tax, you could just cut the entire discretionary budget for the Pentagon and we'd all get a 60% tax cut. So fine, you don't want to pay taxes? Go out in the woods and eat bark. I sell t-shirts, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. 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 I make t-shirts, do-do-do-do-do-do-do. I sell t-shirts, do-do-do-do-do-do-do.